So I guess you're hungry and would like to go outside, but before that, do you have any questions? Maybe one or two we can take if you don't mind. Yep, okay. Yes, Adi is coming to give you the mic.
Hello, my name is Gabriela and I'm working in the Institute of Public Administration in Bulgaria. I have a question for you because you said that you're working on innovation with public administration. That would be very interesting to understand more. Just maybe a couple of words to say what is the project that you're working on.
I don't know. The bottom. Yeah. It's not working. Okay.
Yeah, actually we started a couple of years ago, and what it's very, very important actually, it's the leadership, the political leadership and willingness in making the things happen actually. This is a strong signal which was given by the mayor of our city, and actually it was a reciprocal benefit because he promotes the business community, and the business community, which was not interested before to go to work with the public administration, because I mean there are companies which have huge contracts with Western European companies, so they are not they don't like to lose time, you know, in convincing the public administration to get in the innovation process, to change the mindset of their employees. It's a very, very difficult process, and it takes courage to do that. And our mayor actually did that, and we organized an innovation dialogue. Last year was the first edition, and this year, and it was financed partly by the European Commission, partly by the business community. And after the results of the innovation dialogue, which took during a weekend, where it was a sort of non-technical hackathon, and we put the brightest minds in our community. We had some foreign guests coming in, and we identified solutions for some challenges identified in the community. And guess what? This year, the public administration finances in October the organization of such an event in our city, because the benefit they had, like having the business people sitting there for entire 2 days, experts from abroad, a university, coming up with concrete solution to the challenges in our community, was of great help for them. So, and it's a day-to-day work. Like we use our time a lot as a cluster and as a management entity to be in the public administration, because the companies have to produce, have to make money. And we are putting the fact that we succeeded in putting them together and willing to continue their work, like brought us, you know, in discussing the strategies for our city. The mayor meets at least once a month with some CEOs from the community, discussing different current challenges the city has. So it's about political willingness and courage and leadership.
Okay, thank you. One more question. Very short.
Excuse me for my next question, but I would like to ask Ms. Anita Jamasevi, because she mentioned in her presentation that it's better to buy holes than the tools to make holes. But I don't know the market of holes really exists. It's a situation that must be resolved. It is the same like IT technology, like IT devices. They are very sophisticated. They include a lot of technology, a lot of science, and it's very difficult to be sold without user-friendly interface. It is the tool that make these very sophisticated devices to the whole, nearly the whole people. And I think the answer of your question is not to make a market for holes, but to make a user-friendly interface with tools to make a market for holes. What do you think about that? Because innovation, they have three stages. First one is, it is bullshit. The second one is, it is impossible. The third one is, we know all that from the beginning. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And just to emphasize, it's about like asking the right questions. And a lot of the time we'll have clients coming to us and they'll say, we want support in this area, and then only afterwards we kind of realize, no, that's not correct. So for example, there was a media company who they wanted support around how to engage with their customers through different types of media, whether it's video, infographic, through different various of social media forms. And really, once we kind of dig down and try to understand the client's needs, they had no idea who their customers were. They were completely ignoring a huge segment of their customer base, for example, streamers, those who would steal their content. Yes, they weren't adding any revenue to the company, but they made a huge impact on the buzz around social media, sharing information about kind of series, TV programs. And this is an example where, and this happens very often, where we'll come work with a client, they'll ask for specific support in one area, and really they're looking at the kind of the wrong area. And it's only through this immersion and in-depth analysis of the client's needs, what they want to do, what's strategic for them, then you can start to reframe. Are they looking for a whole, or are they looking for something else? And that's where we spend a majority of our effort, is to being able to reframe those challenges so it's a bit more accurate. And it's so important, especially during ideation sessions. If you don't get the right reframing, it can completely take you off to a different direction. So during ideation or reframing a challenge, you may have several reframings of challenge, but it's so important to get that bit right.
Thank you so much, and I suggest we take the discussions
May I add very quickly?
very quickly.
So what Marijke said this morning is something very powerful from my perspective, or what Jeff Bezos said, the beginner's mindset. So we have schools, we have universities, we have students, we can launch challenges and have them compete from a totally new perspective to get exactly to understand what the client wants from a totally different mindset. So involving schools is brilliant from my perspective.
Okay, thank you all for your participation. Thank you also to our audience, and I hope to see you all here in 1 hour.